Here, try to move to 3 and see if we can
Or
hear
just wait.
Hold on.
Listen to her. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, you're muted. Try again.
I was muted.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. It's the Front Street Podcast. I'm here with Stop Smacking.
Okay, sorry.
It's gonna be a good show, I promise. We're here with
Good episode.
Yeah, we're here with the amazing
Kendra Lopez.
Kendra Lopez. My name is Mr. Moreno, aka Jaime, aka the Man, and we have a very special guest with us today.
My name is Jadyn.
I didn't even let me introduce to you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let me introduce to you.
Jadyn Edwards.
Hashtag cheer captain.
Hashtag
Yay.
cheer captain. Hashtag don't hit the mic. Also, don't pull it towards you because Kendra broke it. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. All right. Like we do in the normal episodes, we get to know Jadyn just a little bit, and then we'll ask some very specific and important questions. Jadyn,
Yes.
tell us about Jadyn. Did I put your middle name out there? Am I going full government name?
If you want.
Jadyn Amaya Edwards.
That's crazy.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jadyn. I'm cheer captain of the Brazosport High School cheer team.
Hashtag cheer captain.
I'm a senior, graduate in 2023. Yay.
Yup.
And
What else?
What's your favorite color?
purple.
Yeah. A-Town, baby.
No.
It never dies. She's affiliated with A-Town. She may not have been there or went there, but she got
Because I have family that go there and family that also work there too.
her grandmama.
She's the athletic director, and then my grandpa.
No. Whoa. She's like the assistant to the athletic director.
Yeah, that.
And then
But you know what I mean.
yeah, and then her pappy.
Yeah.
What do you call
I just call him my grandpa.
Oh. So her grandpa is the director of CTE in Angleton.
Oh.
Funny story. He gave me my first job.
Wow.
Yep. Her mama, Miss Edwards, who goes to school here. She don't go to school here.
She
works here. I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that we were that connected. So now we call each other cousins.
Primo.
Nice.
I want to see her in the hallways. Like, what's up, primo?
¿Qué pasó, primo?
Okay, relax.
A little too much now.
A little too much there, partner. Okay.
He's mad that I'm bilingual.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, we'll
Did you
say
just
that.
say that?
I guess. Okay, so we had two things that we wanted to talk about. One was really important. I'm gonna let y'all get into the weeds of that in a little bit. But Kendra has a bit of a story. So do you want to set it up by telling the story about what happened, and then we're gonna talk about it?
Okay.
Okay,
we can do
Kendra
that.
has a story. Go.
Okay, so it happened a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure it was like last week or this week?
No, I think it was like 3 weeks ago.
It's semantics, but go ahead.
Anyways, I was at Buc-ee's in the morning.
Bookies.
Yes. So I had to go use the restroom, and you know how it's always packed in the mornings because people had to go get gas.
Yeah.
And
People getting food or whatever.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm parking like in the back because that's the only spot that's open, and there's this truck that parks right by me, and I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, well, it's a huge truck.
Wait, which Buc-ee's are you at?
Freeport, right here.
There's two. There's two Buc-ee's in Freeport. There's one
No,
off
this
of
one right here.
Brazosport Boulevard, and then there's one on the backside, like going towards Surfside.
No, the Brazosport Boulevard.
Okay, got it.
So we're at that one, and basically I get out of my car and then walk, and two guys had got out the car, and there's like this old guy who works. He wasn't really old, like he was in his mid-60s, and he had walked right behind me, like I mean close, Moreno, like close, where like if I step back, like he'll run into me.
Right.
Like he was close, and I was on my phone, like, and I wasn't thinking nothing of it, and then he got like really close, and I opened the door. He was like right there, that he went like that. And like he was like, okay, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And then I saw that he was following me to the restroom, and I was like, oh no, this is weird. And then I said, so there's this mask that are on the side before you enter the restroom. So I stopped and I turned to look at the mask, and he just keeps walking. And I was like, okay, well maybe he just really had to use the restroom.
Right.
So then I go to the chip aisle because it's dumb to follow somebody after they just I don't know.
So you didn't end up going to the restroom?
No,
you just
I
went-
did.
Okay,
But I waited till he got out,
gotcha.
which only took like a couple minutes.
Mhm.
But I was looking at the chip aisle, and then I saw him leaving. I saw him walk out the door. I saw him walk out the door, so I went inside the restroom.
Mhm.
I was in there for a while because I didn't know if he was inside the store still or anything. So
Mhm.
let's say 10, 15 minutes, right?
Mhm.
So I get out of the restroom, and guess what, Moreno?
He was there.
He was still by his car. He was doing his mats. He was checking his tires and everything. I'm like, that's weird.
Right.
How you still at Buc-ee's doing all that stuff? And then so I was gonna walk out the doors, and then something stopped me. Like something said, "Don't go outside." So I was like, "Okay." So I went to go find a Buc-ee's employer, and I was like, "Can you walk me to my car? I feel kind of uncomfortable." And then she's like, "Yeah, where's your car?" And I showed her, and I said, "This guy right there makes me feel uncomfortable, and plus he's with another guy."
Right.
You
It
know?
was like a dude's.
Yeah, it was,
Homies.
and then the dude looked like in his mid-20s, 30ish. Like he
Yeah.
looked young, the other dude. So she had walked me out my car, and then I got in my. She saw me get in my car safely, and then one of the other dude, was even out here. He was like, "Hey, how you doing today?" or whatever. Like they were waiting for me, and so she was like, "Bye, girl," and I'm like, "Bye," and then I locked the doors immediately, and then right when I was fixing to leave, they hurried up and got in the car, and they chased, like they were right behind me, and so I just hurried up and speeded off.
Were you coming to school?
Yeah, I was
And then
heading
you came to school,
and I came to school.
and then you didn't see him in the parking lot.
The last time I saw them was at the light.
Okay.
And it was really scary.
What? Scary.
Because like right when I went in my car, they hurried up and left with
At the same time?
yeah.
Crazy.
So,
Okay. Don't know if y'all know this. There's a little bit of information before we go into this. Human trafficking is legit. Before anybody says it's not, it's legit. Right? Brazoria County, primarily in the northern side of Brazoria County, has a high number of these attempts that have happened. It has happened in this side of the county, on the southern part of the county, but Pearland is a little bit more known for it because it's so close to proximities of like the Beltway in Houston, and it happens a little bit more over there. I know a lot of people that have had similar experiences. I say a lot, like 3 or 4 people. Sometimes I think it's sensationalized, but I do think that there's legitimate people trying to like do things like that. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I don't think most people, especially young people, I'm not hating on y'all are not observant enough around you. What you did was exactly what I would tell you to do. If you were to ask me like, what I know, if I was at a store and I felt like somebody was around me, what do I do? I'd be like, go find an employee immediately. Don't go exactly where you look like you should go. Move your pattern and find somebody there that can walk you out. Too many times people feel that like instinct of like, I don't know if I feel safe, and they don't think, let me get help. They think I'll be fine, whatever. But you did exactly what you're supposed to do. And I wish more people would follow their gut when these circumstances happen, because most of us have an instinct that happens when there's like a risk happening, if there's something not right, like we feel something. A lot of people are just like, oh, it's whatever. That is, to me, that's like your body telling you something's not right. I think I don't know this for certain, I'm not a scientist. I feel like we have senses around us, not just on our individual like proximity of our body, and I think that we can sense things similar to like air pressure. Whenever you go into a room and the air feels colder or like heavier, you can feel that, right? When you go outside, if it's humid, you have that sensation. You feel it around your proximity, and that I think is a warning sign for us. And not enough people pay attention to it, and they end up getting themselves in a weird situation, or they do something they think, oh, this is not a bad idea. No, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, what if I ignored that feeling? Like, what would happen? Like, would I get kidnapped?
Bro, I feel this way.
And it's like, and it like really freaked me out because at that same time, it's like I was actually gonna walk out the doors, and then something stopped me, and it was like a weird feeling. Like I never had that feeling before, like little goosebumps on me, and I'm like, okay, I've never had this feeling before, and I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody there for some reason because I didn't know nobody, and it's like I think it's for our town or just any town in general. I feel like everybody should get to know everybody in general. Like nobody should be scared to speak up. Right. And stuff like that.
Well, and like a Buc-ee's place is weirdly, if you go to Buc-ee's a lot, you be knowing them people because they're there all the time. Mm-hmm. And so you get to talk to people like that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your story.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for listening.
Okay. So let's talk about things that you did correctly and other things that we should probably be telling people what they should be doing whenever they're in certain situations. Jadyn? Yes. When you're out and about, what are some things that you do for precaution purposes to kind of make sure you're safe?
Okay, so the thing is, I really don't go out and about like by myself. Like wherever I am, I'm with my mom.
Smart girl.
So I stay close to my mom.
Smart girl. Kendra?
I really am not by myself either. The only time I did that is because I was dropping off my brother before I went to school. So it was just me and my brother. And
If you're in a new place,
no,
you're not by yourself.
Yeah, I had to have somebody with me. Like, that's just in general. Like, even if I'm going to, like, the store, like, I always tell my sister come with me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just something I just grew up doing. Like, I got taught that. So
I got you. Do you think you're taught that because you're a girl? Be real.
Yeah.
More than likely, because it's been not many times where I've heard like my parents had conversations to my brother about safety and being aware of your surroundings.
Right, but they don't have that conversation with you.
They do.
No, I mean, okay, I got you. I think it is unfortunate that you are taught those rules and I'm not. I never had a conversation with anybody about don't go somewhere by yourself new. I've never had that conversation. I have learned as an adult how to be more observant. And so I have taught my own kids on how to be more observant. And all of our foreign babies, we eventually have this conversation about, it's a little bit different because in Europe, they travel more on their own. They're more independent. But here, I would tell them all the time, I will tell them the same stuff. There's a couple rules that I try to follow and I tell people to follow. And particularly if you're in a new location that you're not accustomed to. Number one is stay off of this. I can't tell you how many times I notice people just like this while they're walking in some place, just like texting away, like watching whatever they want and not having any idea what's going on in your surroundings. The first thing you need to do is be observant. You have to be able to see around. If you don't see around, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to snatch you.
Yeah, you know one thing, like I've seen so many like kidnapping movies.
Here it is. You know, like in Taken? No, it doesn't happen that way, but go ahead.
No, that's a good movie too. But no, but like when I'm in the car and I go to sleep, like you know how you know when you get home, like you feel like either like the little bump or like you feel the stop sign.
Or you feel a turn.
Yeah, or the turn. And then so like I sometimes like go to sleep or sometimes I just make myself go to sleep and just picture like where am I at? Like just from my eyes closed, like what road am I on? Like if I'm on the one by Away Fleming. I mean Away Fleming. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like in general, like just in case if anything was to happen, I know
where you're at
by just feeling it.
Because you already have it like mapped out in your head. So.
Right. You don't drive.
I do sometimes. I'm by myself. I don't play like that.
So whenever I was younger, like 16, when I first started learning how to drive, my brother and I would play this game called Let's Get Lost. Sounds scary, but listen. So the purpose of it was, and particularly we would drive in Houston and we would on purpose get lost because we felt more secure if we knew how to get out of a situation where we didn't know, right? Houston has major roads. Once you know the major roads, right, the 3 or 4 different highways, then wherever you're at, you're pretty close to one. You just got to get to it, and then you can figure out how to get home. So we would get lost sometimes in mad sketchy places and be like, how do we get home? We're like, all right, let's figure this out. And we would try to learn how to like navigate our way home. I use my GPS. I'm not stupid. However, I don't always trust it. 1, because what if I'm somewhere where there's no service? And 2, it ain't always right. I've been, take this left. I'm not taking that left. Yeah. I know I'm not taking that left. Bye-bye. I'm not listening to you. But like, it's like knowing where you're at. Okay, so especially when you're walking, not necessarily in your car, I would tell everybody to, when you're in your car, your mirrors are there for a reason. Use them. Most people only look straight when they drive. They don't look at the passenger side mirror. They don't look at your driver's side mirror. They don't look at the rear mirror. How do you know somebody's walking up on you if you're looking forward and you're not looking at your mirrors?
You're right.
Or like sometimes when I get in the car, I like jump in the back seat and start swinging in case somebody's back there.
Bro, oh my God.
I do.
Wait, I can actually picture that right now. Just
like I will turn in the back seat and start swinging in case somebody's back there.
Right.
I actually look back too. Like
I don't
swing, but I look, make sure like, and I make sure like I look to make sure like nobody's in the very, very back.
It's like a natural instinct for me.
You don't have to swing at people. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, what if they're trying to kidnap me, though?
This is a good point. We're gonna go back to it. Okay, so off your phone. When you're in your vehicle, I think most people need to look at their mirrors. Somebody could be walking up on you and you don't know. Also, make sure your most cars now will automatically lock, but make sure those jokers are locked every time.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
That's a big one. If you're in a garage, you go parking somewhere, you're hanging out, you're going to go out to a concert, whatever, you park in the garage. When you're getting back, you always have your keys in your hand. Because if you start fumbling for your keys,
that's it.
That's it. Like, that gives people who want to hurt you time. If you have them in your hands and you're ready to go, you can immediately just
use them as a weapon.
That's what I was
In
gonna
case
say. Or
somebody-
stab them just in case.
I also tell people not to unlock their door, the automatic one, too early, because then they know it's unlocked. But if you wait to get there and then unlock and get in, you're safer in the sense of time proximity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
But always have them and don't be looking for them. I tell people all the time when they're in a place they don't know, they should not ever have their headphones in. I don't care where you're at. Because if you have both of them in, even if you're not necessarily listening to music, it disturbs like your hearing. You know what I mean? Like you don't get clear hearing all the time. And in my opinion, you can pick up on things. If you're paying attention, you can stop and focus. You can listen to and hear a lot of things when you focus on it. But people who have their headphones in and they're just walking around with their phone, boy, you are asking to get hurt. You're asking to get hurt. You have to be observant. And this is my last thing I've told all my kids this, and this is going to sound weird, but this is old school hood in me. A head nod goes a long way. A head nod goes a long way because what you're telling somebody is like, I see you. If you have your head down, you're walking around, you're not paying attention, somebody might be like, they're not even paying attention.
Because my dad does that.
I head nod everywhere I go.
When me and my dad, like, we'll go on, like, daddy-daughter dates and stuff like that.
Oh, that's adorable.
That is kind of cute.
Okay, anyways. And sometimes we'll, like, park in a parking garage to go to a restaurant.
Right.
And he'll be very observant.
Oh, 100%.
Because I know, like, I'm with him, so of course I'm not going to pay attention.
Of course not.
So I'll be on my phone. So
of course not.
I notice he'll, like, head nod at people, and I'll be like, do you know
My
them?
dad does this, like
one of those?
Yeah.
Well, it's a similar concept. I head nod because that's kind of my old school mentality. The head nod literally tells people, I see that you're there.
Right.
It's not disrespectful because if you're in the wrong place, if you're looking at somebody wrong, it's disrespectful, right? What it does is it shows them like, I see you, and then you just go about your way. And then you know that person knows that you're there. I think that when these type of things happen where people get kidnapped or they get, abducted like that, it's because they're not paying attention and they know you don't see them.
Yeah.
I'll give you a prime example of this. When we went to Philly, I'd never been to Philadelphia in my life, right? And we were walking downtown Philly. I'm a history buff. We're checking things out that are all historical. I constantly was head nodding people that I knew they're from there. I don't need you to know anything more than I see you. And my wife would be like, "Why are you head nodding?" I need them to know that I see them. Like any place I'm at, that gives that person who probably is from that area or somebody that's trying to hurt me. They say what they're seeing is, "Oh, you noticed me. All right, cool."
I always see Joaquin do that. Now that
he head nods a lot.
He head nods a lot.
We teach them to head nod.
Yeah, he does.
It's an easy way to, again, it tells somebody, I see you. I see you. And weirdly enough, it kind of gives a little bit of added respect, like, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because respect's a big thing, especially when you're in streets. Like, they want to make sure that you know where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Head nod goes a long way.
Yeah, actually,
my dad, he does that a lot. I'd be like, do you know him?
Nah.
Yeah, that's what my dad would be like when he's in if he's in the car, that's when he does a little one thing, like on the wheel, and then but when he's in person, he does it not. I'm like, how do you know him? He was like, I don't. I just be like that.
Just say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I'm telling you, man, it goes a long way.
Yeah,
it goes a long way.
It does.
Yeah. Okay, so we said, don't be on your phone. Let's go in the streets. Let's not go in car. We'll talk about car now.
Okay.
Don't be on your phone.
Don't have headphones.
Don't have headphones in.
Head nods.
Head nods when you're on the streets.
Swing in the back seat when you get in the car.
We're not there.
We're not there.
When you're in your car, use what?
Check your mirrors.
Check your mirrors. Make sure
Lock
nobody's
your
coming
doors.
up. Lock your doors.
Oh, have your key out before you get in.
Have your key out before you go in.
Use mirrors.
Use your mirrors. I would tell people too, like, I understand the whole like what's behind me. Man, just look.
Yeah.
Look if you see, like, if you're approaching your vehicle and it feels weird, same concept. If you're approaching your vehicle and it feels weird, turn around. Go somewhere else. Because if it feels weird that something or somebody's watching you, they might be watching you. I always worry about my wife. She works in Houston a lot. Sometimes she has to go to meetings. She's in garages. And we have this conversation all the time. Like, don't be on your phone. Okay, I know. Hey, make sure you don't have it. I know. She's like, I know what to do. All right, just making sure. She's precious to me. I don't want her to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I make sure that she knows what she's doing when she's out there.
That's adorable.
That is adorable.
Because people are crazy in the streets.
And she's big swole.
She's big swole, fam.
Also,
let somebody try to hurt
That's
her.
what I was going to say.
Right,
Let
she'll take
somebody
him down
come
and
up
whoop
on
him.
her. Oh,
She's
yeah.
mad.
Because I'm like that too. Because like my mom, I don't know why, but when it gets nighttime, she loves asking me to take the trash out. And I'm like,
Every time, bro. Every
Like,
time.
why do you do? Like, you want me to get kidnapped?
Nobody's
Every
kidnapping
time.
you.
No,
Right.
and then the trash be all the way in the front by the mailbox,
Oh
not
my
even by the door.
Exactly.
So you have to look around and be like, anybody come? I get scared all the time. My
Ex-
mom
so-
always tells me.
You have a flashlight.
It's not the same.
So this
right
is
now.
what I do, right? I'll wait till in the morning to do it, and I will have someone on the phone, and I'll be like, okay, I'm about to go take the trash
Oh,
out.
that was something that I was. Whoever's on your phone, whatever you need to do to get to your favorites, your number one person on your favorites needs to be somebody you know will answer the phone. It can't be like this person I'm talking to as your number one person that you can get to. It needs to be your mama or like somebody you know that's going to answer if you call. Because getting on the phone and talking loudly, again, shows people, I know you're there and I'm talking loudly and I need you to hear me right now.
You know what happened? That's one thing I missed out. Before I was walking past that dude out of the restrooms, I was on the phone.
Right.
Or I pretended to be on the phone and it was like, hey, I'm fixing to head over there in a little bit, and then that's it.
Yep.
But I wasn't really on the phone.
Yeah,
Or
I just
I
be
don't
like,
remember I
you know,
was,
stay
but I
on the
remember
phone.
doing that.
I'd be like, stay on the phone while I take the trash out in case something happens to me.
Oh my God. Just run, drop it off, and take off running. And scream
That's
like a
what
crazy
I do.
person.
And then
I be running. I be
You're-
sprinting. I know it. I would go sprint like I
every
never
time I
have
take
before.
trash out, I always make sure to put my Crocs in sports mode.
Leo, did you hear this?
No, let me
She
tell
puts
you.
her Crocs in sports mode.
To
When she
take
takes
the
the trash
trash
out,
out.
fam.
No, I'll be running my
Leo
socks.
gave you the yes.
I'll be running my
I like
socks.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the thing that I really don't want to talk about, but we'll talk about.
Your favorite topic ever.
Go ahead.
Mermaids and
Aliens.
Oh my God. Okay, so that the people watching this know,
me and Jadyn believe in mermaids. Right? You believe in mermaids?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
They believe in
yes,
mermaids.
I think mermaids are real.
but you
I
don't
do.
necessarily believe in aliens.
No, I don't.
I think aliens are real though.
Okay.
I feel like they control the
Okay.
government.
Jadyn, why do you believe mermaids are real?
I think mermaids are real because only a portion of water is discovered. Like we don't know what's
My point exactly.
in all the parts of water.
Okay,
That's my point.
Only like 5% is discovered.
I think it's like 20 or something.
I think it's less than that.
Less like
Yeah,
probably
It's
I don't know if it's double digit, but it's barely
Yeah.
double
But
digit
it's
if it
really
is.
small.
Because in aquatic science, it was probably like even less than 5%, like 3.
And we can't even get to the bottom of the ocean. To be
No,
honest
we
with you,
can't.
because of the pressure.
That's why I believe in mermaids.
So
personally.
both of y'all believe mermaids exist because
We haven't discovered the whole.
we haven't discovered the whole ocean. Okay. We're not talking fairy tale Little Mermaid. They're
Okay.
like cute people.
No,
They're
I'm
like,
talking about
Oh,
like.
like, I think-
Nothing like
Wait,
that.
do you personally believe they could like trap like you know how
No.
Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean they
because-
can
No.
sing to you and you get like trapped in
No.
fantasy.
Like they could hallucinate you and you could like, wow,
Bro.
like fall into their trance.
God. Pirates who were legit. There were pirates
Yeah, we know.
in those days.
The mermaid sang to the pirates.
And they died. That's why they never returned.
Pirates who would be in the ocean often, they would hallucinate. Not,
Bless you.
bro. It just came all of a sudden. My bad, people. I just sneezed everywhere.
That was nasty.
I know, and my shirt smells like diesel. Anyway, no, okay, so they would hallucinate because of lack of like food, water, whatever, and they thought they would see these things. You know what they saw?
What?
Manatees. People believed that what they thought were mermaids were manatees. You know what manatees are? right?
Yes.
The sea cows, as they call them. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
The one that's off of what is it, Living Maddie?
Sure. Anyway,
Oh, I didn't know that's what they were.
it was
called.
that's one of the theories behind it. Okay, I understand the thought process of mermaids. My only argument would be, and this is legit, my argument would be, oftentimes when things die, they float up, and we find out new creatures that we hadn't seen before in the ocean because it finally folded up or whatever, right? I think at this point we would have at least seen bones or a body that looked like a mermaid, unless they have some weird way of decomposing that we don't know. That would be my argument. But you telling me, I'm telling you right now, I know there's some 100-foot long animals that be eating things down there for
I
real.
feel like
That stuff's so
It's scary.
scary.
It is scary. Do you know
That
that most
stuff's so
people's
scary.
fear is open water?
Mine's is
That's
Thalassophobia?
Yep, that's the
That's my
number one
fear.
fear in most human beings.
that's my fear right
because
there.
you have no idea what it is.
like you look down, it's like deep. That's oh my gosh, I'm so scared of that.
Yeah.
I'm
like
so
if
scared
it's
of that.
clear, but yeah.
But no,
But no,
even
the-
if
the-
it is
the
clear
The deeper
though.
you go, the darker it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because light can't travel down there.
I'm talking like on
Fear
the beach,
deep-
like when the water is clear. I'm like, yeah,
Fear
I'm
of deep
confident,
ocean
but, like,
water. That's what I'm scared of. Like
Yeah.
that's like my number one fear.
I don't.
I
Not
don't even
that
like going to the beach.
I don't really either.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
I'm
of
okay
that.
with it, but I don't want to ever go on a cruise either because I'm like, bro, if this thing breaks, we are done for,
Yeah.
fam.
Titanic Part 2.
100%. Okay, so I will agree that there could possibly be. I have my
Okay,
disbeliefs.
I have
You
another
gave me the
theory.
chills for no, just thinking about
Okay,
it.
I have another theory.
Okay.
I feel like mermaids could be like the spirits of slaves because a
Oh,
lot
now
of people say
okay.
they're like located along the Caribbean. I can see it from a historical standpoint.
I
I've
wouldn't even
never
think of
thought
that.
about.
I've never.
Well,
no,
it
like,
makes sense.
Yeah, it could make sense.
The transatlantic slave route that went
Exactly.
from Africa here went through the Caribbean.
Exactly, and they were on
And-
boats, and
Oftentimes, they literally were just shoved off the boats.
exactly.
That we can do a whole episode on the slave trade and how. Ugh. Anyway, no, I could get that. I guess you would have to believe in ghosts in that regard.
Yeah.
The Holy Ghost.
The Holy Ghost.
Period.
Do you like that, Melina? That was a good answer. But yeah, you would have to believe in ghosts in order for that to be potential. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
I never actually seen it from that point of view
Yeah.
before.
That's
Like,
a different. I've never had.
Because I
it
look
Yeah, I've
at it
never
from
heard
like a historical point of view, because of course, slaves on the slave ships, they rather commit suicide and drown than
100%.
live the lifestyle.
Do you know
of
that after a
slavery.
while they started putting nets on the
Really?
outside of the boats so that if people jumped off the boat trying to commit suicide, they would be caught in the nets and then they would be rechained. Bruh,
That's
don't get me
horrible.
started. I told you that part of my history degree was specifically like the slave trade and
I think so. I think I've
Slave
heard
thing.
you say.
it's fascinating. Okay,
And here's another thing.
go ahead.
What if like hurricanes is like the mating season for mermaids?
Now you're going
Okay,
too
yeah,
far.
that's kind of like.
Did you hear this?
That can make sense.
Hurricanes are mating season? What do we do with this? All right, we got to get to the bells
Aliens
ringing.
are-
We got to get quick. Okay, aliens. You don't believe in them.
No.
You believe in them.
I think so.
Okay. I do too.
Exactly.
Okay, there's like a little possibility for me to believe it only because my dad showed me this movie. I forgot what it's called, but it was actually based on a true story, like
Okay.
real life events.
So there's a show on the History Channel called Ancient Aliens where it goes into how potentially aliens could have affected human history. I'm going a little bit spiritual on this, okay? I think it is super conceited of human beings to assume that whatever creator made it all this only made us. I think it's super conceited of us to assume we're the only ones.
Right.
If a creator can build a galaxy and stars and planets, you're telling me a creator can't make other life forms?
Like I
You
feel
real
like,
conceited on yourself. Like humans think really highly of themselves about that. For real.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a carbon-based matter. It may not be the same thing that we are. But I would be full of myself if I thought that the creator couldn't have made something else somewhere else.
I sometimes think about that.
Yeah, because
Like-
I feel like there's like more
I don't
life
know.
forms on other planets. You know?
There has to be something. Are you telling me all the planets in the world that are like billions of planets don't have anything but they just exist? Cap.
Right.
Cap.
Just air and rocks.
Right. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever seen some of the more recently unclassified films that they've unclassified finally. But bruv, I know for a fact because there's video on it. You can look it up. We talked about this a little bit last year when it came out.
Yeah.
The Navy pilots have released, the Navy and the military have released footage of what they've seen. And there are some things that have been floating in this atmosphere that they cannot explain. They can't explain how they move. They can't explain how the speed that they move in, the way that they do their things. Like these things would go like vertical and then take off horizontally. There's not a ship alive that can do that. There's nothing in technology that we have as humans that could do that. How is it to get there? I don't know.
But how would it?
They have technology we don't have. Assuming that everything on that's potential element wise or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? Again, we're assuming that there's no other intelligent life form other than us, if that's our assumption, right? I'm assuming differently. I think there are other intelligent life forms. Now, they could have the ability to have minerals that we don't have, that then would allow them to create energy that we don't have. And so that, therefore, they could probably have technology that we don't have.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying, homie.
And what if aliens sees us like how we see aliens?
Yeah.
I think aliens come to Earth and leave because they're like, y'all are trash. I'm out.
No.
Because we crazy.
But like, still, how would they get
Oh,
here?
I don't know.
Like, isn't the
sort of
ship
a-
so big though?
But does it have to be? I mean, spaceships, like spacecrafts, aren't really that massive, and they go into space.
Yeah,
Well, there are things orbiting the Earth that aren't like
huge.
huge. They're not like 2 million pounds and like 25 million feet. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
small. So if we can figure out a way to get them to orbit the Earth like satellites, telling me they can't travel? I think they can. Now, do I believe that they control the government? No.
I feel like they do, because all the craziness that's going on in the world,
It
there's
got to
no
be
way.
the aliens.
It has to be.
I understand that viewpoint. I don't think they control. I think I would. Oh man, now I'm getting real conspiracy. I wouldn't be shocked if there's potentially aliens that are among us, like life forms not from humans, not
You
from
think
Earth.
so?
Or like,
There could. I don't.
There are robots.
There are robots.
Oh, yeah, but listen, okay.
Go
think
ahead,
of,
tell me you
like,
think.
we're in just like this big virtual reality game, and like the aliens are controlling us. Like they have a whole joystick.
Oh,
and
and
everything.
that's
No,
a bit.
no.
This is a bit much,
Oh,
fam.
no.
That-
This is a bit much.
no, it's not.
I guess.
Anyway,
I mean, do you feel like you're being controlled?
I don't know, but it's just I've
No.
been feeling like
I don't
I'm
think it-
watched. Like, do you ever feel watched sometimes?
Yes.
Oh,
all
that's
the
because
time.
there's so many cameras everywhere. Listen,
What?
Big Brother be watching everything.
Literally, I read a book about that.
Everything.
This is already out there in
and
the
Big
internet.
Brother's the
bro.
aliens.
100. Well, I don't know about all that.
The alien
They may not
hackers.
control
Alien
right?
hackers.
Like, we may not be controlled by them, but like they see our every move, and then they probably laugh about how dumb we are.
They'd be like, what language
Probably.
are they speaking?
Like, what are they doing? Why are they still burning crude oil? Is probably what they say because they got different
Right.
ways of doing it. Okay, I do think that there's a possibility that there could be aliens. I do believe that. Again, I've never seen it with my own two eyes, so I can't confirm it,
How
but
can you
I do
say
believe
it's
it.
not real if you've never seen it?
No, I agree. I agree with that.
And then
Well,
people
but
bring up air or like,
yeah, like you can't see
Yeah.
air.
Okay,
But
you
you can
need
feel
it.
it.
You can feel it, yeah.
You can. I
You
think
breathe it.
I believe that there is a very, very high likelihood that there are other
creatures.
intelligent life form somewhere else in our vastly infinite space.
But it doesn't have to be aliens. It could just be anything. Well, would
Well-
we still consider it to be aliens?
We would because that's the terminology that we created for it.
Or like
But
Martian.
like there could be some galaxy 27 billion light years away that there's just like these stick figures that have toes and that's their intelligent life form. I don't know.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. What if they look like brooms? And they're just walking around like.
Bye.
That's good.
That's funny.
All right. This is a good episode.
I actually really like this episode.
Yeah, look. Snap it up for the people. Snap it up. Snap it up. Snap it up. That's enough. Okay. This is going to get released tomorrow after school. So Friday after school, go to the Homeco game. Jadyn will be there doing backflips and twirly twirls.
No,
Nope,
I won't.
she won't, but she'll tell people what to do. Kendra's going to be at the Hoco,
And I also have a volleyball game.
and she has a volleyball game at home.
Mhm.
So go to the
Basically.
volleyball game first, and then go check out the Hoco game. You're going to have your overalls on. Are y'all wearing overalls tomorrow?
Yes.
I am not because I'm a grown up and I ain't got time for that.
You can at least wear pants.
Yeah. Just paint some or put paint
Anywho,
spots.
AK, we're not AK the man.
anyway, this has been fun. I appreciate Jadyn. We appreciate you being on.
Yes, it's been a pleasure.
Put this on your resume. This is a big deal.
Yeah,
all right?
it is.
We're going platinum. Do they go platinum in YouTube?
I think so.
We're getting subscribers, fam. Like and
We're
subscribe.
manifesting
We're
this.
manifesting it. Like and subscribe to Beatport videos, all the good stuff that they have out. There's more content coming out all the time. Check out Beatport broadcast with Amaya and Joaquin, where they go video and do interviews and all that stuff. We appreciate you. Everybody say bye.
Bye.